Do we have, I mean, this is kind of a rhetorical question because I know you've been in practice a long time, but have you had a lot of Jane Doe or John Doe cases?
Almost all. I do a lot of sexual assault cases, civil cases, and I've not had one that was not a Jane Doe case.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Or a John Doe case. And then you have them quite a bit with like hit and run cases where
Gotcha.
you have to file suit against.
Yeah, if there was a hit and run, sometimes you'll have the car. We're always trying to figure out who the person was.
Right.
But there's a lot of tools that you get after you file a lawsuit, like subpoena power. You can send discovery requests and get all this information that will fill in the gaps for you. So when you're hit by an unidentified person, you can still find that insurance policy and you can still figure out what happened.
Okay.
But you have to file the lawsuit to be able to use all those tools.
Okay.
And that's when you list them as a Jane or John
Okay.
Doe.
Yeah.
Is there any downside to being anonymous like that?
I don't think so. I mean, I guess one was, it might be harder to find witnesses because a lot of times when we hear of these cases and they come out as a Jane Doe, especially with sexual assault cases,
Right.
Or a John Doe, what comes with that is that no one really knows their name, and then there might be witnesses to that case that we don't know about. But the good thing is the defendant is named, and we've also had cases, and the reverse works with that because, in this case that we just finished up, all these women came out of the woodwork that nobody knew about and said, I want you to know that this happened to me. Those women are not lying. I know, that particular defendant is calling them a liar on the news. They're not lying, this happened to me. And they would tell us their stories. And there were so many stories. And they didn't want to come forward and be a witness necessarily for court. They would, some of them did, but a lot of them didn't. Because it was just too traumatic to have to bring up, but they wanted that victim, that Jane Doe, to know that they weren't alone and that they were being supported and they were being believed, which I think is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for maybe somebody like that who has had something happen to them, they don't feel comfortable coming forward? Do you kind of feel like it's a personal choice, or do you want to advise them that they should come forward for justice, or what do you say to those people?
It's all different. I do these talks at sororities and college groups and stuff like that, and I tell them all the time, when, especially in sexual assault cases, get the rape kit.
And what is that?
Because a lot of times in sexual assault cases, you just want to go home and take a shower and pretend like it didn't happen. And in that moment, that feels like your truth, but you might not feel like that 6 months from now, when you've had some counseling and you've had time to kind of sit and marinate in what has happened to you.
Right.
And it strips you away the voice that you want when you don't go and get the rape kit. And so, but it's different for everybody. And so I recommend, and everybody gets their own choice. And that's, a lot of attorneys will push really hard. Like, oh, you need to sue them, you need to do this, but that's different for everybody. I don't know what that looks like for somebody else. And I can't pressure a victim into doing something I want to do. I want them to make a decision for what they want, an educated decision. And then I'll support whatever that is.
Right.
If you want somebody to tell your story, I believe women, and we believe women unless they give us a reason not to, right? And if you want somebody to sit with you and listen to your story and love on you, I'm your girl. We're your girls.
Yep.
I think justice just looks different
for everybody,
every victim, especially of sexual assault. And so sometimes that's a lot of money and they want to take it all the way and they have the courage to do that. And sometimes it's just going to that first hearing and just being heard. And sometimes it's just calling us and having us be like, no, we absolutely believe you.
Yeah.
And so it just,
and that's enough for some. Yeah.
and empathize and say, I'm so sorry that happened to you.
It just depends
you deserve
on
better.
the person and what justice looks like for them. I think to be a Jane Doe and to bring that kind of case is the most courageous thing I've ever seen.
100%.
Absolutely, but it's difficult.
Yeah.
And so we're here just to sort of walk them through whatever that justice looks like. I don't think anybody benefits from forcing someone to go to court and bare their soul in front of a bunch of strangers.
Yeah.
If that's not what that will make them feel better.
Yeah.
So we're just here just to find justice, whatever that looks like.
What I want to clarify, you said somebody has a lot of money and they want to go all the way. What did you mean by that? Does somebody need a lot of money to?
Well,
not have a lot of money, because we don't charge.
If they want to go and pursue a big civil verdict for the wrong that's happened to them.
Gotcha.
And they want to take it all the way to trial, and they're not afraid to just get up there and testify and tell 12 strangers and a judge what happened to them.
Right.
And the news is all there.
Right.
That's what I meant by go all the way,
Gotcha.
because they all, I mean, not everybody has the opportunity to do that, but some do, and some choose not to. And so whatever
Yeah. And
that
that's okay.
justice looks
Yeah.
like to them
Yeah.
is kind of what we're here for, and help them find that.
Love it. I love you guys. I love your stance on all of this. And yeah, I wanted to clarify that just because I know some people don't see lawyers because they think they're gonna have to pay a bunch of money out of pocket right off the bat, which is not, the
Yeah,
case for
and
this.
I tell people all the time, don't worry about the money part.
Yeah.
Who cares about the? If anybody knows me, they know I don't care about the money part.
We're simple.
It's never about the money, right? It's about the justice part of it. And call us. And even if it's something that we don't do or something we can't help you with necessarily, like it's not a civil case or whatever that may be, or it might not be a civil case, but it's a criminal case. I'll walk you through that process. I'll go with you to the police department, whatever that looks like. But it's not about the money. Don't worry about the money. Who cares about that?
Yeah.
Right.
Just call us and we'll help you.
It's about getting you through it.
Yeah.
I love it. Girl team over here, I love it. Before we go, I want to ask one question because you mentioned the rape kit a bunch of times, and I want to make sure I understand what is a rape kit.
So, if you were sexually assaulted, whether you're a man or a woman, you're taken to the hospital and they give you, they have a rape kit. And what it is, it's a box full of, they take pictures, they take swabs. This is to collect all the physical evidence from your body. They scrape underneath your fingernails, collect your clothes, all these different things that could have DNA on it and physical evidence to help prosecute your
And they give that to every person that goes to the hospital?
They're free. They're part of the police
wow.
process. And so what I tell women all the time is get the rape kit. I know you want to take a shower and pretend like this never happened, but it will come up.
Gotcha.
It will eventually show its head and you will have to deal with it. And when you finally do that, you have no choice in the matter of whether or not this gets prosecuted or not. And so what I tell women all the time is go get the rape kit. And then you can make a decision on whether you want to prosecute that down the road.
Yeah.
But at
You
least
have that evidence.
you have that choice.
You have that option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm glad I asked that. Well, thank you both, ladies, for chatting about this today. It's a sensitive subject, but something I think will really help a lot of
Yeah.
people. All right, you guys, thanks for joining us today on the Carolina Justice Report. We have new episodes dropping every Tuesday at 2 p.m. You can find us anywhere that you consume your media: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, our website, justiceislovely.com. Of course, we have our podcast as well, which is the audio from these episodes. Thank you so much for watching today. We'll see you next time.
When life gets ugly, justice is lovely. The love